Hi guys, this is Tina. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm just here now to do another one of the videos of the 3 items 30 minutes alphabet challenge. I did promise you last time that I would quickly show you the pocket once I'd stitched it. So that's the pocket, and obviously when you open it, that's the inside of the pocket. So that was my acetate piece completed. So that was my 3 items from the week of the A's, or the video of the A's. So this week it's the letter B. So I thought button embellishments. So I have brought along my tub of buttons. Lots of goodies in here. This is my vintage button box. So we're going to endeavour to do 3 items, 30 minutes, using buttons as our kind of, you know, well, certainly one of the main features. I won't say the main feature because I may fall at that hurdle instantly, but certainly as one of them. So I've only really got one thing concrete in my mind what I want to do. So let's get started and see how we get on. So if you're wanting to join in, obviously you need to gather your buttons, probably some thread, you know, needle and thread, maybe some card and things like that. You know, just kind of a variety of things so that you've got plenty of goodies to create some things with. Now, I'm thinking fabric, lace, buttons, you know, always good combination. So if you want to kind of do things like that, again, bring a, you know, bunch of fabrics in. So just now resetting my timer. Just get it up to the 30-minute mark. Have to be careful that I don't press it too many times. Ready, go. Oh, 9 seconds in already. Right, let's get cracking. So the first item that I thought that I would create today is, I thought I would make a little button card. So I've just got this scrapbook paper. It's just a scrap, and I'm going to just cut it down slightly so it's not quite so big. And then all I'm going to do is, you know, it's folded in half. Obviously it's an offcut from something else I've been doing. I'm just going to glue it in together to form the basis of our card. So let's fold that in. See if I've got my card here that I can just spread that out. Okay, so that's the basis of my button card. So I'm just going to select a few little buttons from my stash here. So, you know, I just want some buttons that will go quite nicely and kind of complement it. I'm not going to think about it too much, but, you know, obviously I do want them to look, you know, complementary to one another. So, you know, whilst I don't want to overthink it, I do want to have them looking pretty on the card, you know, together. So just grab out a variety. So I'm thinking maybe get rid of that one, maybe have these. So they're quite nice, aren't they? And they all look very pretty together. Okay, so what I might do is, before I even get started, I might round my corners. Just like that. And then I might just pop a piece of paper in the middle of that. Now, again, I'm just looking through my desk ephemera to see whether I've got anything suitable. Now, I don't want to just sap up loads of time whilst I'm looking here, but just have a look. Oh, I've got this. These are from some other projects that I've also got on the go, but brilliant. Okay, so I'm just going to cut that down. I'm going to use that line, I think, as a guide. Okay, so we just need to cut that down now to size. So it's just, you know, for decoration, just so it looks slightly prettier than just the one little layer. So like that, I think. Okay, I'm just going to again round the corners of that one. Okay. And then what I might do is get my stamp. Now I had a stamp that I thought would be just perfect for these button pieces. It's this one here, which if I just bring it in, try and stick it onto my block. Okay. Now I don't know whether the black is going to be a bit too bold really for this quite delicate piece, or whether actually it will be quite nice. Probably be quite nice actually. So do we want it down? No. So I'm just going to pop this on the top of this. Hope I haven't made this too thick now by having, you know, what is effectively 3 layers of card. I may have done. I hadn't really kind of given that much thought, to be honest. Right, let's pop that like that. Okay, and then this stays on the block. Just going to stamp that down. Okay, right, so I'm going to have that just across the top. Like that. Oh, how pretty is that? Okay. And then somewhere in my drawer I should have my little pokey thing, thingamajiggy. Now the only thing that I really did before coming on, I hope you don't think this is cheating, excuse my carrier bag rustling around there, I just threaded my needle so as to save a little bit of time. So I've just got some white thread on there. So I'm just going to lay my buttons out, you know, roughly where I want them. A minute, I thought, oh no, I've lost the other one. Because I want to make sure that I've got them in the right places. Maybe like that. Okay, so just might punch a hole roughly where I want the buttons. I've done one of these little button holders for a really long time, so a little bit out of practice, I'm afraid. Okay. Right, well let's just stitch those 2 on first. So just go through my first hole, and actually what I could do is have my knotted end of my thread under. Oops, haven't knotted it quite enough. Just pulled it straight through the hole. So hold on. So I'm wondering if you guys managed to do anything in the last challenge, and if you did, you know, did you do it to the video and in the timed format? You know, did you work to the timer? Because it makes it quite exciting. You know, I found it quite hard to keep to time like that. So yeah, I found it quite a challenge. Just that in itself, I found quite a challenge. So I hope you guys enjoyed it and didn't find it hideous. You know. Right, I'm just going to go through a different hole, I think, rather than through that one with the knot, because I don't want to pull the button out. So I will go through it just once more, just to make sure it's nice and, you know, firmly attached to the card. Oh gosh, come on. Come on. Oh gosh. This is because I'm rushing. Well, a combination. Rushing. And I can't really see because of my lamp. So I poked those holes through, but I'm not necessarily going through them actually now. Right, over to the next one. So through the first hole. Okay. Through that one. next one. Sorry, I had to bring it up to my eye line because I just could not see at all, looking so so far away. Right, let's go through that one. And that's probably secure enough, to be honest, but I could go through it once more just to make doubly certain. Because, you know, you don't want your buttons obviously dropping off, do you? Oops. Oh my gosh. More haste, less speed. That's what they say, isn't it? More haste, less speed. Definitely that's the situation here. So, right. Okay. Okay, so that's that one. Now, just check again that these are kind of going, you know, roughly where I want them. Okay, and we'll have to go like that now. I think I've moved them probably, but let's pop this on here. And let's poke a hole through this. I feel a bit like I'm on like the Crystal Maze or in one of those escape rooms. You know, it's that exciting for me. Because already my timer, now I obviously hadn't really thought this through and we're only at the second challenge, but this is obviously quite a fiddly one for me. You know, because needle and thread, that's always a fiddly endeavour for me. So doing that to time, you know, it was never going to be a straightforward, easy challenge for me. Right, oh my god, now look what's happened. I snapped my thread, just pulling it too tight. So, right, let me just, oh my gosh, tie this up. I might not meet this challenge now. Oh, this is such a shame. Right, pull that. I have to knot it quite a few times because if you recall, that first one just went straight through the hole. So I need to make sure this is not going to happen here. Oh, I can't believe it. Well, that has set me back. Right, so already second challenge failing miserably. Right, okay. Let me get my thread again. Right, let's tie a knot again. We'll start again. Right, 1, 2, and I will do it a third time just because, like I say, those holes obviously, you know, it does pull through. So, oops, didn't get it in the same place that time. Okay. Oh my gosh, what is going on with me? This is just because I'm really rushing. So, oh, this is fun, fun and hard. Right, let's pop this one here. So, just going to pop this here. Just going to go straight through with the needle, no faffing around. Right, chop that thread. Okay, right. So we're going to pop the button down. I have to pop some holes in here because I'm never going to find where that is otherwise. Okay, 1, 2, okay, 3. Oh, come on. Look, I've even popped the hole in, but still I can't line that up. Okay. Okay. This might be like one of those changing rooms makeovers, you know. I don't know whether you guys have that anywhere other than the UK, but I don't think it's been on for like years, but changing rooms or 60-minute makeover or something they were called, and you know, they would make over a room or sometimes an entire house in like 60 minutes. And everyone would always say, oh gosh, imagine what it looks like close up. You know, it might be going to be one of those scenarios with these button cards. Now, you see, this is why I haven't made these for ages, because they take me a really long time and I find them very, very, very fiddly. But I wanted to obviously do something with buttons, and I was struggling to think of some other things to do with buttons. So, you know, that's why I chose to do these, but maybe in hindsight they were a bit of a bad choice for me, maybe not for you guys. Right, let's pop that one there. And again, I'm just going to poke a hole through to get me started at least. Okay. Okie dokie. Right. We're on the home stretch, hopefully. Just need my thread to break again, and then that's it. Probably be the 1 item in 30-minute challenge, you know. Don't know about 3, but probably just 1. Okay. Ta-da! Right. That's my completed piece. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go back through one of my holes in the button over here, just because I want to make sure it's, you know, securely in. Oh gosh, come on. Well, maybe I'm not going to be able to do that, so oh come on, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. Right, so I'm just going to knot this off because I'm already over halfway and this was just one piece. Right, let's knot that up. Okay, that's my first one. Okay, right, let's now trim that off. That's my first item, like that. And what I thought we could do is just trim that off with a bit of lace over at the top, just to, you know, finish it pretty, make it look nice. Top or the bottom? Maybe the bottom actually. So I'll just use that fabric glue like that. Okay. Right, dab that with the wipe. Okay, right, that's the first one. Not doing well. Right, I'm going to move that to one side. Okay, next one, I thought what we could do is make some danglies with some buttons. So I'm just going to take a variety of pieces. So I'm going to take some lace. I'm going to take some, maybe I'll take some of this just because this is, you know, to hand. So I'll take some other lace, and then perhaps we'll take a little bit of white as well. Actually, just got that piece of net, which just is ideal there. So we'll just take that, oops, in the first instance, like that, and then maybe another piece. So we're just like that. And then I'm going to knot my needle and thread again, which, where have I put that? Oh, this is rapidly going from bad to worse, isn't it? Where did I put my needle and thread? I thought it was here, but now I'm thinking that's just a thread on the fabric. Oh no. Not only can I not see my needle and thread, I can't even see the thread to be able to do another one. You know, thread another needle. So, oh gosh. Right, well it can't have gone far, come on. Keep my logical brain going. I think I was just panicked from the you know, the piece that we did just now that's thrown me into, you know, a complete, literally panic mode. Oh no, I don't believe this. What a disaster. Oh, right, I'm going to pause my timer because, you know, this was not part of the plan, obviously hunting around for my needle. So, right, got the thread there. I'm going to have to get some more, you know, another needle. So, bear with me, folks. Luckily, I had a spare in my drawer. This is not good. Do you just have those days sometimes that just, you know, you think, I shouldn't have bothered. I shouldn't have come on. I shouldn't have started filming. I shouldn't have started crafting, quite honestly. All the time I have things like that. Right, okay, we're going to knot the thread and then I will restart my timer. So sorry folks if you are working to my timer. I mean, it's probably been off for like a minute. I wouldn't imagine it's been very long, but I do apologise. And I'm going to try and get better at doing these challenges, she says. Right, okay, that's knotted. I'm pressing start again on my timer. Excuse my carrier bag rustling beside me. Okay, so I've now got my little pieces to the side. Let me put my thread there in case I should need to get it again. Right, now I'm just going to cluster these up at the top. In fact, I'm going to cut this trim off, you know, the edge, because that's just a bit fierce looking, you know, a bit thick compared to the other pieces. So there we go, and that one, I'm going to have the pink on there as well, I think. So they're just like a little tassel dangly type thing going on there. And I've got a button here that I could just use. So I might do that. And what I might do is just pop a flower. So let me just see if I can find the flower. Oh, you know, and I always have flowers laying around here. But now, again, because I desperately need one, you know, very quickly. Can I find one? No. Right, here we go. Now, I'm not saying this is the best button that I could have chosen, but to be honest, I'm against the clock, so it's going to have to work. Oh, that's not good, is it? Again, not a very good start. Right. So I'm just going to then stitch through the whole, you know, clump. The whole clump and the button and the flower. Like that. Okay, you know, and just do it a few times just so it's held, you know, held well, like that. Okay, thank goodness we pulled it back. I managed to do that one super quickly. So, right, that's that one. Okay. Okay, right. We're back on track, so I can calm down. Well, not quite, because we're only at now 9 minutes instead of 10, but, you know, hopefully that first one was really long and protracted, and hopefully from here they won't be quite so time consuming to make. Right, going to just, again, knot my thread ready so it's ready to use. So the final piece that I thought we'd do, so that's that one. Isn't that pretty? And we'll obviously look at all these at the end, but for the moment I'll just move that to one side. So the final piece that I thought we'd do is a little bit like a snippet that people use. Now, I've never made a snippet because they are, you know, for me, they would be very fiddly. And hopefully, you know, now with the whole saga of the button card, you can probably see why I would find that very fiddly. So yeah, I kind of steer clear of things like that. But I do love the look of them. So what I thought we could do is just make a couple incorporating some buttons. So I've just got some lace trim. Let's check it's the right way around. And all I'm going to do is stitch it together with some buttons joining each piece. So again, let me just pick some pretty buttons. I mean, that's really pretty, but, well, I guess it would be okay if it's on the cover. I was going to say it's very lumpy, but, you know, I guess that's fine if it's actually on the cover of the journal. You know, that wouldn't really be a problem. So just grab a few pretty ones. That might be a bit small, but we'll just have a look. Obviously there's a pink theme running through this whole video today, because so far everything I've made has been quite pink. Right, okay. So I'm thinking maybe we could pop that one there. Oh, I love that already. So let me just bring the lace, the thread back, and all I'm going to do is stitch these two together. It's very hard to say whether I've got that lace up the wrong way. Yep, I did have. I mean, I know there's not probably, you know, it doesn't really matter, but it kind of does, doesn't it? Right, just going to stitch that together like that, and then come back through to grab the button. Now this button's got a little shank on it, so just go through that and then through both those bits of fabric or lace. Come on, come on. Right, very fiddly. Again, this is very fiddly for me. Probably not for you guys, you know, but I'm sure there are some people who are a bit like me and struggle with, you know, quite fiddly tasks like this. Oh gosh. So I apologise. I don't know, you know, how close to the camera I am here, whether you can really see what's going on here with my fiddling around, but it's not good. Right. Come on. Okay. Oh gosh, come on. Right. So that's my first one. I can just knock that off maybe. And I mean, again, you're probably better at doing things like this than me, so you know, this is just my take on this. You've probably created amazing snippets and things like that already, and probably made a much better job of it than me, but you know, this is just my little attempt really. So right, that's that. Cut that off. Okay, so that's my first piece. Now get some more lace. So again, I mean, I'm just grabbing, you know, anything that I just happen to have here. So again, I'm just going to bring this one, oops, and I'm going to join this one here. So again, just re-knot my thread. I mean, I probably could have just stitched down this, to be honest, rather than keep re-knotting it and unknotting it and what have you, but I didn't know how, you know, how far along the next piece would be. So that's why I did that, but hopefully I will get better as we go through this. So we could have that button there. We could have that one. Let's have this one. Oh. Trying to get one that's not quite so fiddly. Let's have this one. Okay. I find the ones with the little shanks, much as they're really pretty, they're even fiddlier to use than regular buttons, aren't they? So okay. Right. And I mean, obviously, you know, this is going to be glued on. So, you know, we don't have to be too precise with our stitching, because obviously, you know, once it's glued on, it will help to hold it all in place anyway, you know. Right, I'm down to only 2 minutes, 14 seconds. So I may only get one more piece attached to this. So let's see how we get on. Okay, so that's that one, like that. So I might just bring this piece in. No. I'll bring a bit more of this in. Yep, let's just use a bit more of this. Okay. So, and again, just go like that, kind of over there. Or maybe actually I could just go around it. Maybe like that. Maybe like that. Okay. So again, just need to pick a button. Maybe that one. I've not got much thread left either, so lucky that this is the last piece, I think. So I'm down to 1 minute 9 seconds. So yeah, we're definitely not going to achieve a lot more on this piece. Down to 1 minute now. Oh no, come on. Come on, come on. Okay, right. Let's quickly glue this one. Oh gosh, get going, get going, get going. Okay, 39 seconds. Okay. So again, I'm just going to knock that off. 22 seconds. Wow, we really are working to the wire today. So, right. So unfortunately, it's a bit of a fail there. Got 10 seconds left, because obviously I was planning on making a much longer snippet piece than just this little tiny piece that I have here. That's it. My time is up. So let me stop that now. Oops, stop that. Okay, so my time is up. So not going to carry on working on it. So let me move my chair out of the way. Sorry, just dragging all sorts of rubbish along with my chair. Right, okay. So let's have a look and check out the pieces that we did manage to make. So I'm pulling in this to illustrate against. This is a kind of snippet piece. So obviously, you know, my intention was really to have made this, you know, the full length of, or the full height of the journal. And then it would be able to run, you know, maybe down a cover. Obviously, if it didn't have this bulky button, it could have gone inside the journal. But because this one's quite bulky, for me, this would have to go, you know, on the outside really of a cover. I don't mind it that small size, to be fair. You know, I think it's quite pretty. But I mean, my intention when I started it was that obviously, you know, we would have had it going the full way down the page like that. So that was my snippet. We made this gorgeous little dangly piece with this button. So again, that would just go, you know, at the top of a page just like that. So super cute and, you know, really nice with all those obviously dangly threads. Really cute. And then the last piece that we made was obviously our button card, which hogged all of our time basically. You know, that's what zapped up all the time there. And that's how come we didn't meet the deadline. But again, you know, that could just be clipped in as a little piece of ephemera. So I hope I've given you some ideas there, and I hope you joined in the challenge and that you enjoyed it. And hopefully you'll join me for the next challenge, which is C. So I'm still thinking of what I'm going to do for that. So I hope you'll join me, and I'll see you next time. Thanks then. Bye.